When you put your home on the market as a seller, showing your home can sometimes be stressful. So I'm here to give you my best tips for easing the stress. Stick with me, I'll keep it short and sweet. Hi, I'm Christy Henshaw. I am in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm a realtor here and I love talking out real estate and interior design. And if you would do me a favor, like and subscribe, comment. I'd really appreciate it. It'll help push this content out to others and hopefully help sellers like yourself who are in the midst of doing home showings not be so stressed out. Number one, be flexible. Be thinking in terms of accommodating the buyer's needs rather than how they need to accommodate your need, because you're wanting to get your property sold. That is the goal. So if you've got buyers that were supposed to show up at a certain time and then they need to change it and it changed to another time, rather than just getting all up in arms about it, just be flexible. So if you go into your showings on the front end knowing that things may happen, things may change, I need to be flexible, it will help with that stress level quite a bit. You want to avoid having missed opportunities for sure. So number two, make sure everyone in your home is informed that showings are happening. That way they can wake up and kind of have their beds made and places prepared, trash taken out, that sort of thing, so that everyone's informed as to what's going on. You don't have somebody walking in the middle of a showing, your kid showing up from baseball practice or whatever and walking in on people. So I think even from a safety standpoint, it's good. Just let your teenagers know, let everybody know when showings are happening. Number three, I would say it really helps with stress to keep up with daily cleaning. So if you can be in the habit of waking up, like I said, and making your bed, taking out the trash, just making sure toilet lids are down and counters are kept clear, dishes are out of the sink. If you kind of get into this routine of, okay, every morning when I wake up before I leave, this is what's going to happen, and you need to give yourself extra time. And if you can do these things, it'll help with your showings. Your house will show in a better light. So do all those things. Kind of make a checklist that you'll go through each morning and do all those things before you leave. Take care of odors. Just be mindful when you're cooking dinner, even strong odors or strong smells from when you're cooking, they stay there and you might not smell it. I don't know, how our noses just kind of get used to a smell, and then later somebody walks in and they're like, what is that? You want to just kind of keep your meals as simple as possible, nothing too strong in terms of scents goes. So meal prep should be pretty simple, and just think about if you've got showings lined up or just the night before, potentially if you've got showings the next morning, keep those smells to a minimum. All right, so the next one, number five, let's talk about your furry friends. Now, I'm a big animal lover. My daughter rides horses. I got little dogs. I'm allergic to everything under the sun. If I wasn't allergic to cats, I'd have those too. But I'm even allergic to dogs, but not so badly. So let's get back. Keep pet areas clean. So sometimes, you've got to keep that kennel in the house, or you have to kennel your animals. If you've got cats, definitely cat litter boxes. You need to be able to have a plan in place so when it's time for a showing, you are gathering the pet things, the pet toys, the dog food bowls, and you're putting them in storage in a little spot away from where people may be touring the property. You don't want a bunch of pet things around, because not everyone is a pet lover. And some people actually don't like cats or they don't like dogs, and they're going to make assumptions about your home, even if it doesn't smell or look a certain way, if they notice all the pet stuff. So just keep in mind that not everybody loves the animals like you do, maybe. It's a pain having to kind of have this list of things to do as showings are happening, but if you can take care of this and get it sold, get the property sold pretty quickly, if it's priced right and it's in a good location and the condition is great, you should not have to do this for too long. You shouldn't have so many showings. Okay, next up is natural light. Open the blinds, open the curtains. Natural light makes a room, I just think it makes it beautiful. And so you're wanting to show your property in its best light, and you do that by opening up areas with natural light, especially if it's a beautiful sunny day. Man, you just walk in and the rooms look beautiful. Nothing beats natural light. I talked about trash earlier, so let's move on to trash. Every day, just put it on your list to empty out the trash cans. You might be used to that smell being there, but mostly it just makes the house look clean if the trash is not full or getting full or even like overflowing in the bathrooms or kind of nasty. Take care of the trash every morning. Let's talk about the temperature of the house next. You want to keep it comfortable. So just because you leave for the day, you may turn, if it's summer and you turn the AC way up because you normally leave and you don't want to be paying for AC when you're not there. Think about people walking through your home. I mean, here in Texas, it gets crazy hot in the summer. You want to have the temperature comfortable, or if it's too cold, have the heat on for a little bit. Just let it be pleasant. And it also shows potential buyers that the HVAC system is working properly. So if you can have it running, that's a really good thing. I would say most importantly is to make sure personal items are put away. So we're in Texas. One of those things is guns. Guns for sure always need to be locked up and put away. But valuables, anything sentimental, prescriptions, even prescriptions. It's kind of sad, but it's true. Lock those things away. Put them in a place for safekeeping where you can get to them if you need to, but potential buyers cannot. I think most of the time people are walking through showings and they're serious. They're thinking about potentially purchasing a property. They're not there to steal, but it's best practice to keep things in a safe place, and it will for sure help your stress level be down if you're not worrying about those things. And lastly, I would say vacate the property and vacate it at an appropriate time. So, I'm an investor, so I go look at properties often, and sometimes I'm there at my time and the seller will answer the door and say, give me a second, I'm almost out. We're having to wait around, 10 minutes. Now that doesn't happen a lot, but it's just kind of not cool because you need to be respectful of everyone's time. Hopefully, I said in the beginning, you need to be flexible with your time. Also, as a seller, you need to respect their time as well. Having a seller present just can make buyers feel awkward. Really, that's what it comes down to. They may get frustrated, because you're imposing on their time, but also it's just kind of awkward, especially if you work from home and you decide you're going to be there while showing is happening, which happens sometimes. I mean, so much of us since COVID work from home. It's best if you can leave, if you can just go for a little walk or go across the street to a neighbor's house. But if you absolutely have to be there, just tuck yourself away in a little room and stay there and be as quiet as a mouse. It's actually better if you're not there, try not to be there. But if you are, just make yourself invisible so that things aren't awkward. And then also, like I've taken buyer clients before to a property and the seller shows up, like they left and they were good, but we were there a while. The buyer was interested in the property, so they show up at the end, and rather than stay in their car and wait, which is what you should do as a seller, they got out and started giving us a tour of the property and telling us about every little thing, every little detail. And as a seller, that's not a good practice for you. I mean, it's really best if you let the agents who are representing you do the talking so much. You guys can talk later. You can be best friends later. But in the transaction, just keep your communication as a seller directly to a buyer. Unless there are no agents involved, keep the communication to a minimum. There's no need for you to go around and give a tour of the property. That's why they have a buyer agent. That's why that agent is representing them. So you want to make buyers feel at home. You want your home to feel cozy. You want them to tour it and stay a while. And if they do stay a while, that's a good thing. That is really good. It means they're interested in the property. They are really taking a good look and evaluating everything about the property. So don't get ticked off if you come back and they're still there. It's a good thing. Just tell yourself that. That'll help your stress level too. So that's kind of my take on how to keep your stress level at a minimum when you're dealing with home showings. But it's a good thing to think about these things on the front end just to help with stress. If you can take care of it, just knowing going into it, I've got my list. These are the things I'm going to take care of. I've got my mind ready. I'm all good. I'm going to be flexible with their time, and I'm going to vacate, early. And if I show up and they're still there, it is all going to be okay. So that's it. You can go to my website and get some tips on if you're a seller. I've got more videos you could watch here, but also tips just kind of written out. I'm a person, I like to read, so I like to read the documents, and I've got those on my website set up that way. But you can also watch videos just with more seller tips, and reach out if you can think of something that I'm not thinking about. If you're a real estate agent and there are more tips you can add, please add them to the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.